Why does an outfit look so cute on one of your friends, but then you go and try it on and it doesn't look good at all? Or you have a closet full of clothes that something seems a little off and you can never pinpoint why. You're probably not dressing for your body type. And I'm going to show you how to dress for your body type, how to figure out your body type, and what to wear to balance your proportions so that you will feel good in everything you wear. In addition, it doesn't matter what size you are or how much you weigh. Everybody can do this trick, and you're going to have the tools that you need to feel good every single day. So let's get into the 5 body shapes, because I've found if you understand these shapes and the balance, you can really have gorgeous success with your clothes and feel amazing. So understanding that is really the big part of it. So first I'm going to show you how to measure your body, and then we'll get into the different shapes and knowing which shape you are. So for this part of our technique, we're going to need a cloth measuring tape. You could get one of those little soft retractable tapes. I will put links in the description below. They're available on Amazon for not much money. You can buy one of these. This is a fabric measuring tape for fabrics. You can get it at like Michael's or Joann's. And also, if you don't have access to any of that, there is a link in the description below for a free printable paper tape measure. So we've got you covered. There's no reason why you can't do this. And let's get into how to measure right now. Now, most people will tell you to measure the bust, the waist, and the hips. That's kind of the standard. However, they're leaving out a very important piece of the puzzle, and that is your shoulder measurement. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up at the shoulders, and we are going to measure right around the shoulder. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting a nice, no drooping anywhere, and you're just going to measure right here at the widest part of your shoulder. And when I do that, my shoulders are 43 inches. And now I'm going to measure my bust. And one tip for you, I have seen people say, oh, don't wear a bra when you're doing this. But I know if you're probably watching this, you're probably at least nearing 50 or well above 50. So we don't want these measurements to end up being part of the waist or the knee measurement. We want to get the ladies up where they belong. So wear a bra when you're doing this, or wear like this tank is one of those that has a built-in bra. You just want the ladies set where they should be. So we're doing this, and I'm just going to put this around my bust and take the measurement. So my bust measurement is 41, 43, 41. Then we're going to measure the waist. Here's my belly button. Here's where my pants end, but those aren't your waist. Your natural waist is higher. It's just under your rib cage, and it's where it's the smallest part of your belly area. Okay, it's not down here at all. So you want to measure that smallest part. It's really not far under the bust line, and we're going to measure that, and I end at 36. I've got my 43, 41, and 36. Now for our final measurement, we're going to measure our hips, and it's not up here at your hip bone. You're actually going to measure right above the crotch, really, because that's going to be the widest part here. You want to get your bum in. And we're going to measure right around, nice and smooth. I'm at 43. So my measurements are 43, 41, 36, and 43. So we are going to take those measurements now, and now we're going to go into each one of the body shapes, and I will tell you which one I am and how we figured that out. Okay, the 5 body shapes that we're talking about are rectangular, where it's just kind of straight up and down, an inverted triangle, which is wider at the top and narrower at the bottom, an apple shape, which is fuller through the center and then narrows a little bit at the bottom, a pear shape, which is narrower at the top but then fuller at the bottom, and an hourglass, which is full at the top, narrows at the center, and wider at the bottom. Guess which one of these body shapes is the most coveted body shape that we all kind of aspire to be. It's the hourglass. However, guess which body shape is the least found body shape? The lowest percentage of anyone has this body shape. Again, it's the hourglass. So we're all trying to achieve this look of perfection that hardly anybody has. And even if you have that hourglass body shape, there are a lot of things that you can easily do to screw up that balance. And what happens is, why that shape is so coveted and revered is because it is balanced. The eye likes to see shapes that are cohesive and consistent and balanced. We're always looking for that. So if something's off, we can spot it, but we don't always know why. So when we are looking at different figures, we are going to try to achieve that hourglass look because it provides the most balanced look. And that's what our eye is looking for, and it's easier to achieve than you think. So let's talk about each one of these 5 body shapes and what you can do to balance it for yourself. The first body shape we're talking about is the rectangular body shape. Equal bust, waist, hip, and shoulder measurements. The lack of curves makes the body appear like a column or a rectangle. The waist measurement is smaller than the hips, but the waist is less than 8 inches smaller than the bust. There's not a big discrepancy. So I'm actually a rectangle. My shoulders and hips are identical in measurement. My waist is a little bit smaller, but it's still very close. It's only 2 inches smaller than my hips. And there's not a very big difference. There's only a 5-inch difference between my waist and my bust, which you need to have an 8-inch difference if you're going to be an hourglass. So I'm definitely not an hourglass. So for me, or anyone else with a rectangular body shape, the idea is to put curves into the visuals of your outfits and create curves so that you create an hourglass looking figure. For a rectangular shaped body, you can balance these proportions by focusing on creating a waistline. You can wear clothes with prints or patterns that create an hourglass looking silhouette. You want to wear clothes that create curves or break things up to add visual interest. Some famous rectangular shaped bodies include Gwyneth Paltrow, Hoda Kotb, Holly Hunter, and Nicole Kidman. Next, we're going to talk about the most coveted body shape, the hourglass body shape. Hourglass body shape is characterized by the bust and hips being nearly equal in size, with a waist measurement that is much, much smaller than the hip and bust measurement. So I know for the rectangular, it needs to be, if it's less than 8 inches, so you need to have more of an 8-inch difference than the bust. So if you're a 38 bust, you need to be at least a 30-inch waist for it to be considered an hourglass. And this body type does gain weight equally throughout the body. And like I said, this is the most coveted body shape, but very few people actually have these proportions. As an hourglass, there are a lot of ways to make mistakes in dressing for your body shape, but if you understand that, these are some tips that you can use to always look gorgeous for your figure. You're going to stick to body skimming looks that don't add weight to either the bottom or the top of the figure. You're going to focus on clothes that accentuate the waist while being clean and chic. And you really want to avoid boxy fitting clothes. You want to avoid clothes that have lots of frills or extra detail, peplums. You want to stay very clean, very minimal. And I have a few great celebrity examples for you of the hourglass figure. Sofia Vergara, Selma Hayek, and Scarlett Johansson. Now we're moving on to the inverted triangle body shape. The inverted triangle body shape is characterized by broad shoulders and bust that narrow down to the hips. So your shoulders and your bust are going to be larger than your hips. And it's usually in that order. It goes very wide shoulders, then bust, then down to hips. And this makes the body appear like a inverted triangle. This silhouette is a body shape that's known for a more athletic look. You'll see this in a lot of athletes, especially swimmers. They get that very lean inverted triangle look. So how to balance these proportions? You're going to redirect the focus away from the shoulders and down to the hips and bottom. You're going to avoid tops with loud prints or harsh angles. You're going to look for flowy bottoms, including a flared leg, a wide leg, or palazzo pants. And you're also going to choose skirts with an A-line or flared cut. I have some celebrity inverted triangle shapes for you, and they are Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Garner, Victoria Beckham, and Angelina Jolie. Now we're moving on to the apple body shape. Typical characteristics of this body shape are a large bust, narrow hips, and a full midsection. This makes the body appear in kind of an apple shape. And when you gain weight, it's usually through the midsection while the arms and legs remain thin. Now, how we're going to balance the proportions of an apple shape? We're going to focus on drawing the eye away from the midsection. So we're going to put details, ruffles, fringe, poofy sleeves all above the bust line or below the hip line. Shirts should highlight the bust while skimming over the tummy. Avoid belts or anything boxy or cropped. Instead, opt for drapey and waterfall styled tops that draw the eye away from the midsection. Some apple-shaped body celebrities include Oprah Winfrey, Queen Latifah, and Dame Judi Dench. Now we'll move on to the pear-shaped body type. The pear or triangle shape is characterized by larger hips, which are wider than the bust and the shoulders. This makes the body appear like a pear shape. And when you gain weight, you tend to gain it through the hips, the thighs, and the butt. Now let's talk about how to balance these proportions. We're going to focus on the upper body. Wear clothes that draw the eye upward and make the upper body appear larger. Think structured jackets, puffy sleeves, and a good push-up bra. Pear-shaped celebrity bodies include Kim Kardashian, Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Davis, and Jennifer Lopez. Now, if you're unsure of anything that we've talked about with figuring out your body shape, you are more than welcome to put your 4 measurements in the comments below, and I will respond with what your body shape is based on the measurements you give me. And if you'd like me to talk and do videos about each one of the body shapes in more detail, what you should wear, how you should balance it, let me know that in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.